Hey everyone, this is DJ Shortbus, and I'm gonna go over real quick this build that I've got. It's a like single blade swords person that isn't your typical single blade build. And what I mean by that is it's going to be strength based as opposed to what you might normally see, which is a dexterity based one with Form of the Swordsman and say Way of the Warrior, and maybe using a little dodge and some other stuff there. We're going instead for a strength oriented sword wielding build. And you might be thinking, well, why not just use heavy weapons? Well, heavy weapons, one of the things that I do not like about that is it knocks everything around. You hit stuff and it knocks it up, it knocks it back, it knocks it, knocking down, I don't mind. But, even when you have some of those advantages where it doesn't go, or it's supposed to just go you straight up or straight down, it can still go flying. So I'm not a big fan of that. Plus, heavy weapons is super, super slow, especially when we're looking at single blade, which, hell, I finished the combo and started doing it again without even really trying. Once you do that spin, the combo is over for single blade. Whereas heavy weapons, it's whoom, whoom, whoom. Actually, probably even slower than that. But anyway, the thing that lets us do this is our friend over there from Bestial Supernatural, this little puppy. Get it? Puppy? Because Bestial Supernatural, werewolves. Never mind. All right. Aspect of the Bestial. It is a form that scales with strength, and you get stacks every time you do a bleed. So perfect for single blade if you don't want to, go ahead and do the the whole dexterity thing and then add in strength and some other stuff there. And you just be like, boom, I got dexterity. You might be like, well, what about crits? Are you going to get a lot of that? You still will. You're still going to get your crits and stuff. But anyway, so this is a fast swordsman that can be a tank, can be a DPS. Like say for example, you want to be more like a berserker or something. We've got that as an option. Excuse me, and I picked some other things in there to sort of throw stuff off, so to change things up a little bit, so that I can also be a bard, if you will. When we think about bards, there's a lot of different ways you can do it. Some bards are like more supportive and buff the whole party. Sometimes bards are just another DPS person who can also play some music and do some spells or something in the form of music. Those are some of your options, but. So in this case here, we're looking at a sort of swashbuckling kind of bard who can also, do some sword play and has some music stuff. We got power chord. Okay, that's about the only thing that we really got that makes them, very bard-like, I suppose. You could put in hyper voice. You could, maybe add in some mental stuff or whatever. But then you're losing other abilities and stuff. And I picked these abilities because I think they meet the needs and the desire for what it is that I want to do. So let's go over these real quick. Now, when I originally did this is like take 3 or something at this point here. I forgot to put in a block, so I had hyper voice and it was amazing. And then I was like, oh no, I don't have a block. Well, I went ahead and went back and I got retaliation. Get whatever block you want. Obviously, stay away from fluidity, and also stay away from, unless you really want them. Something that does extra damage when you're blocking, because like if, say for example, you wanted to act as a tank for whoever is doing the crowd control, you want to pull for whoever's doing crowd control at Kikatelic, doing damage while they're trying to put something to sleep does not work. All right, so I just went with simple retaliation from from the Might Tree, and it's a good block. It'll block, and I suppose I can do some more damage, and when I get done blocking, but there you go. It's not going to damage anything else until I'm ready to use my weapon, essentially. We've got our energy builder, Reaper's Touch. We've got Cut Down, which is a lunge, and I always put, or at least try to put, nail to the ground on my lunges so I know where it is. It's, I believe, available on every lunge, so very useful. The main thing that's going to be doing most of the damage here is going to be Reaper's Caress. This is how we're going to apply our bleeds. It is our combo. It's going to do a lot of damage to things around us. I've also got, even though it doesn't show it there, I have the shredded advantage on that. So when I complete the combo, I can put shredded on something. Boom, there it is. There's a shred. Oh, and a bleed. Okay, so we got that. We'll come to the sucker here in just a moment, but we can also put more bleeds on there because I got the Caltrops with the advantage that we shot him over there. Well, that was just silly. I guess it makes sense since I was facing that way. Okay, so we've got a nice snare effect going on, and it should be doing a bleed as well. Maybe it's just a chance to do a bleed? Did I forget to put that advantage on there? I don't know. Just, I might have to go back and make sure that's actually working properly. But the idea was, I've got bleeds from this, I got bleeds from that, and that's going to give me more stacks of this every 4 seconds. Alright, and then of course, with the bleeds, taking advantage of those things, taking advantage of the wounds, we've got Reaper's Embrace. So bleed, 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 and we're going to just cut everything open. All right, and I believe I got the advantage on that basically says if I've got any kind of a wound on there, I'm going to do more damage with it. So that also includes shredded. All right, let's see what else. We've got a self-res. We've got a threat wipe, so we're good for Eidolon or Destruction. We've got our Resurgence there for our self-heal. I believe we've got that up to, yeah. You can tell by the fact that I got 75% health points for this thing that I've got rank 2 on that. I don't really think you need to go rank 3 because that's 100%. And yeah, I realize, once you're out of health, if you're at, 0, you're dead. So, even if it just went up to 99%, if you're down that low, you're in trouble there. The 75% plus the 1,000 maximum health points always seems to put me up to, the top or close enough to it that it does not matter. And, that cooldown goes by really quick. I mean, it says 90 seconds there, but I've got a minute and 17 seconds. I'm guessing that's probably just from, things like intelligence or something. Need a sip there. And then, of course, we've got our power cord, which will take my enrage stacks and do some more damage with that. So that's kind of cool because I'm getting enrage stacks with this. One of the downsides of using Aspects of the Bestial with single blade is that all of the martial arts, what do you call them, ultimates, use focus, and that's not going to be they use focus instead of using rage. So if you were to use one of those ultimates, your form isn't going to augment that. So be aware of that. You probably have to go back over to the brick tree, and you can get something like Power Cord, or I think it's Unleashed Rage or something like that, and you'll be able to get more damage from your stacks of Enrage. Okay, and then for moving around, I got Athletics, and some people see Super Speed as redundant, but Athletics gives you more vertical, gives you more jump. And Mach Speed or any kind of Super Speed doesn't necessarily give you that more oomph for going up. And I really, I just prefer Athletics. It's more forgiving, I think, for if you're saying do an Eidolon and you take some damage or something, you're not being slowed down a lot when you're doing stuff. All right, let's go real quick over Spec Tree stuff. Obviously, we're using Strength as our primary superstat. My other superstats are Constitution and Endurance. And the Endurance is because I got... Let's go ahead and pop this puppy open here. Coming on down to... I got Wild Thing, which the amount of energy gain scales with your Endurance statistics, and then, of course, Recovery to a lesser amount. And that, I think, is going to be useful with the Power Cord, because Power Cord, to get the... the full, all the different stacks that you want to put on the people and doing the damage and stuff, you're going to need a lot of energy to make that happen. And Endurance will be helpful for having that large energy pool. All right. And the reason why I'm mentioning that now, though, is because When it came to picking my bottom stuff, well, this is just whenever I'm doing a strength-oriented DPS kind of build, I'm definitely going to want to get more offense. And sometimes maybe some recovery, or getting quick recovery, so you get some like inherent regeneration is a good idea. But I don't have recovery as a super stat. I'm going to be ignoring recovery. That would probably be a waste of points. And I tested it, and I already had a decent amount of energy with outpicking endurance as my primary super stat or anything else. So physical peak, I don't need that extra cost discount on my melee powers. So I just dumped everything to Swole, and now we're going to get yoked. I don't know. We're going to be huge. Yeah, she's going to be huge, really. All right, so brings it to the top row there. I'm not worried about just extra melee criticals because I think that, like, either A, I kill things fast enough as it is if I'm, like, soloing stuff in the QWZ, doing the dailies, or B, if I'm at a Cosmic and, somebody's going to bring Aura of Primal Majesty. I'm not banking on it, but even if I don't have it, I'm going to be fine. Okay, and that's going to give me extra dexterity, which is going to increase my crit chance, and that'll be just fine as is. So I went ahead and I dumped 3 points into Juggernaut. So I'm using Constitution as primary super stat, therefore I get more defense. More defense means I'm not a glass cannon. All right, and then I got Brutality, so I can do more damage when I do actually crit. It seems kind of weird to sort of like ignore doing crits and then say I want to get crits, but it makes sense because we get up to here to Warden, and I'm increasing my chance of getting crits with my combos. It's not all my melee attacks, but it's something. But we've got this here for more severity. We've got this here for more defense. We got this here to get some more offense out of my defense. And then we come up here and, I went Guardian, which usually is like your ranged tank kind of thing. But like I looked at everything else, and I didn't like the other options. They didn't really give me too much of anything going one way or the other. So I was just like, you know what? More defense, more severity, more offense from my defense. And then also Locust, I'm using AoEs, even though this is like, a ranged themed specialization tree. AoEs are AoEs, and that's an AoE. So, just to, verify here. And there's that Locust building up. There's that Grit. Oops. Alright, and as you see, we're building those stacks up, and then we'll get some more stuff, and then we'll have more offense when we hit the thing there. And no, just go to town. What the hell? And so that takes care of that. And then up here, we don't have any blast powers. Moving on. It's not a bad idea to go with Strength Mastery. Gets more strength, gets more offense, but I decided to go with Warden Mastery. And that's just because I have that thing where I like to go through the QWZ and just kill everything and just get up my stacks of grit and just be the Energizer Bunny as I'm destroying stuff. Alright, so that kind of sums up this build. I'm going to double check on that because I want to make sure that I've got the bleed advantage on there. But other than that, this thing is good to go. And just lastly, what we'll do, because it'll be funny, put on a little concert for everybody. I don't normally like to knock things, but these dummies, they're worth knocking. Alright, like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you very much.